What's up guys, Squirmysyko here. So it's finally out in early access. That's right, after 14 years of waiting, a prequel to I Divine Cybermancy has finally been released. And I'm going to try it out and let you guys know how it plays. So right off the bat, Daimon Blades plays a little bit different from I in the way that this game takes place in a medieval kind of setting, hundreds of years before humans started colonizing other planets. But you still play as a member of the Secreta Secretorum, a cult of Gigachads wielding psionic abilities obsessed with slaying demons. As for the gameplay, Daimon Blades plays very much like a hack and slash roguelike, where you chop away at hordes of demons and find loot as well as abilities that drastically power up your weapon and ranged attacks. There is a large emphasis on risk versus reward, as the goal is to descend deeper into the dungeon and fight increasingly difficult enemies and acquire higher tier loot that you will need for the meta progression of the game. But if you die, you lose all your precious loot. Every few floors, you'll run into the Hermit, who is the main antagonist of the story, and you'll have to endure a random curse he applies to you and pick from 3 passive power-ups, which can greatly empower you for the rest of your run. The combat is pretty visceral and intense. One wrong move could be the difference between surviving or getting stomped by an elite mob. The controls and movement are pretty okay, but the game could do with a bit of optimization. My frame rate did suffer quite a bit on encountering large groups of mobs and visuals like bodies and abilities, causing a few frame rate hitches. So if you don't have a fairly modern gaming rig, you might suffer a bit on this game. Visually, most areas look alright, while some areas look a little more detailed and impressive than others. But personally, I think the game looks fantastic. There's also a few complaints I have with Daimon Blades. First of all, I don't like how you can't see what you have looted mid-run. Things like the currencies you need to level your character when you're out of the dungeon, and things like treasure that you get from chests. Maybe I just didn't know where to look or something, but it bothered me that I couldn't check to see what I had found so far, which seems pretty important in this kind of game. If you die, you lose basically everything you've looted. This leads into my biggest complaint of this game, which is the crashing and the bugs. As an example, me and my buddy played our first run of this game all the way to the first boss. We lost against the boss and lost most of what we had found, but it's okay, we had a blast doing it. This is where things started to go wrong for us. Doing several runs after this, we kept crashing, and even though we could rejoin the game, it's like it wouldn't load the progress we had found before crashing. To make matters worse, after that we had another instance where we needed to destroy 2 of these statues to progress, only to find the second statue was nowhere on the map, and we looked everywhere, forcing us to abandon the run entirely. My initial impression of this game is that the combat is very engaging and the game is really fun. Gaining new abilities to get more powerful, traversing deeper into a dungeon where enemies look and act more and more chaotic, and cutting through hordes of demons is very satisfying. This game definitely has a lot of promise and is a lot of fun. However, the 2 things holding it back are the lack of optimization and the game-breaking bugs. I believe these kinks will be ironed out by Stroimon, but for the time being, unless you have a really nice PC, you might want to wait for some optimization patches and bug fixes in the future. Great game so far. I have high hopes for it, and I can't wait to play it some more in the future. I'll probably be streaming it as the game is fairly addicting. And yeah, that's what I think about Daimon Blades. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and check out my stream on twitch.tv/Squirmysyko.